When your movie title is called Die Hard Dracula, you know that you have made a bad movie. The movie that I watched it a while back. Took me forever just to think of a fucking review to do. This thing sucks! That basically does everything it can to not be a movie. It is filmed on fucking video and really, really bad video, like something you see in a '90s documentary. It features a cast of mostly people who had no prior acting experience, only a couple of actors in the whole movie, and the ones that are actors that are in the movie are being as hammy as possible because they know it's terrible. So they're like trying not to do anything that's, they're trying not to act because they don't want to try too hard to, like, this sucks. Why are we doing this movie? And there are a lot of ridiculous moments in this movie. Nothing that'll make you laugh when you watch it, but you'll be wishing it was over. It's fucking awful. Like, and in terms of like technical awfulness, in terms of awfulness from a technical perspective, this is like one of the worst things that I've ever seen. And I mean, God, it's like I wanted to talk about this one because this is one that I saw with no idea what it was going in, and so when I saw it on YouTube, I was like, whoa! Like, I thought that the bottom 100 was going to be mostly a joke list of things that weren't as bad as everyone said they were, but I was wrong. Whoa, this it follows a guy whose girlfriend dies in a skiing accident, and then fucking a comet brings her back to life, but she gets buried in like some Romania or someplace like that, Slovenia, no, Moravia. That's where she gets buried for some fucking reason. And a comet brings her back by flying over her grave. What the fuck is up with this movie? And of all the coincidences, they send him over to Moravia. This guy who survived the accident, it was a jet skiing accident, by the way, where he encounters Dracula after his car crashes and he lands in a hostel full of bad actors. Really, really, really bad actors. I mean, these actors are so fucking awful. Like, whoa, this is some of the worst acting I've seen on any of the movies even on this list. All these actors make Uwe Boll seem like he's got the best acting cast in the world. I'm serious. Jesus H. Christ. So he runs into Dracula, who his appearance changes throughout the movie. I think they tried to do it for humorous effect, but it just fails. It just looks weird. His appearance changes every time we see him. They got like 3 different actors to play him. So every time we see him, it's like his body shape is different. He'll be like, like heavy set, or he'll be like thin, like, he'll be like a thin little guy, and different makeup and different shit. It's really fucking bad. And like I said, the camera quality is ugly. Now let's get back to the story because I don't want to get off track again. So he encounters Dracula, finds out that his girlfriend is alive, but she's been fucking bitten by Dracula, so she's a vampire now. He also finds out that the hostel owner's daughter is a perfect match of what his girlfriend looked like, and sure enough, she's played by the same actress. So now he's stuck in like a love triangle. This movie's way too incompetent to try and pull off a love triangle. There isn't one thing in this movie that's done right. There is nothing in this movie that's done right. Nothing. Fuck. You can totally tell that they're not even over in fucking Europe because none of the actors have proper accents. And on top of that, most of the footage in the background when he's in Europe is just him walking in front of like a green screen, or him walking. I don't think they had money for green screen. He was walking and they fucking just put footage like behind him, like just like a screen behind him showing all the fucking footage of Europe. That's it. Really, really fucking bad. Jesus. What else can I say about this? All the acting is universally awful. All the jokes fall flat. Although there are a couple moments that might be kind of funny because they're just so poorly done. But that's about it. All in all, this movie is just fucking unpleasant to watch, and this is easily one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I mean, God, this is definitely going high up on my worst list, my worst bottom 100 list. This is in the top 10 for sure. Whoa. If you want to know the ending, let me just spoil it right now. What happens is fucking this guy he's got to be like the worst actor that I've ever seen. I'm convinced that this lead actor, he's the worst actor that I've ever seen. Actor. Barely actor. Barely much of fucking anything. He's hardly even a performer. He's more like a fucking, I can't even say he's wooden. He's so bad that he's beyond wooden. He's like, anti-wood. He's like, God, I can't describe him. He's just so bad. That just, I would say that he's incompetent, he's inept, but those words aren't strong enough to talk about. He is just not right for movies, period. So this guy finds out that the hostel owner's daughter gets bitten by Dracula, and so she becomes a vampire too. And then he gets in a big fight with Dracula, and he meets Dr. Van Helsing at the hostel, who is played by an actual actor, Bruce Glover. But he's just hamming it up and being as silly as possible because he knows this movie is terrible. So he's doing his best, like Nicolas Cage impersonation. And he meets up with Van Helsing, and in this world, Van Helsing is like incompetent because Dracula has like a heart that's floating around his chest, so you can never hit it. It's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. God. Um, so he devises like this like multi-pronged like pitchfork thing to try and stab his whole chest, so that way he's guaranteed to hit the heart. That doesn't work. He tries to get a dentist to pull out Dracula's fangs. That doesn't work. Nothing they do works. In the end, Dracula wins. He fucking bites. I guess he turns Van Helsing into a vampire. So I guess now he's Vampire Helsing. And he, in the end, turns our. He doesn't. I can't remember if he turns our guy into a vampire at the end or not. But our lead wooden whatever the fuck he's like actor wakes up in a hospital after a fight with Dracula, and the nurse tells him that everything's fine, and of course everything isn't fine. She was just sent there by Dracula to try and convince him that everything's okay. So it ends with Dracula winning, which I guess, that isn't too bad, but like this movie is just awful. Awful in every single word. Awful, awful, awful. That's the only way I can describe this movie. You've got to see it for yourself. I'm putting a link to it in the description so you guys can just watch it. It's just fucking terrible. No joke. No fucking jokes. It's a piece of shit. Thank you for watching, and watch that movie at your own risk. I recommend if you do watch it, you keep all your guns, knives, rope, dangerous medications, rat poison, bleach, arsenic, and fucking even your pillowcases tucked away someplace in a safe, in case you get the sudden urge to want to kill yourself, which is likely to happen after watching this piece of shit. So, thank you for watching, and stay cool.